Alrighty, everybody. So welcome to an amazing episode of Around the Loop. Tonight we have a special guest. We have Miss Phoenix with us tonight.
Hi.
On the mic. So thank you so much for being on tonight's episode.
Yeah.
And just wanted to get a chance to shout out our beloved city of Oceanside, just to let everybody know and everybody around the loop that we're out here. You know, we're making big moves. And for anybody and any artists that want to be on the show, or anybody that with talent or just a voice to share or a story, hit me up through Instagram at Around the Loop Podcast. Don't be afraid, and we'll get started. So thank you for being on tonight's show. I really appreciate it. And I wanted to ask everybody, you know, let's tell them a little bit about you. Let's tell the world, for the people that are meeting you for the very first time. Let's introduce yourself.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, it's a lot. It's okay. It's no worries. No worries.
So I've been on mom mode. So I love music. My name is Miss Phoenix. I created this name about a year ago when I lived in Phoenix, Arizona.
Really? Okay.
It's a long story, but before I am that, I'm a mom. I've been a single mom for 4 years now. And so recently I did get married.
Congratulations.
Recently, yeah, I did too.
Congratulations.
That one cute guy that's over there watching my son.
I wish you guys nothing but the best.
Thank you.
I wish you guys nothing but the best.
Honestly, it was a blessing from God, because
tell me about it. Blessing from God. Oh my God.
I don't want no one to experience a single life as a mom. Like, that is the most hardest thing any woman could go through. Or not a mother, just a single mom. Like, that's...
Actually, if you don't mind, if we talk a little bit about that, just for actually, you know, the single parents out there, and even the single moms, the single fathers out there, like, let's talk a little bit about that, because some people, you know, are struggling with that. Like, what are some words of encouragement or some, like, advice you can give for those folks too that are just going through it at the moment right now?
Put God first. Like, I truly mean that, because honestly, when I became a single mom, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the whole idea plan. Like, I had someone to marry to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, things just didn't work out, and I became a single mom. But the thing is, put God first, because I remember I felt worthless. Just living day to day to day, I was just like, I'm worthless. Like, and I just, my job is just to raise this child and survive each and every day. Like, just that attitude, though, was so draining.
I can imagine.
Yeah, just having that attitude every single day. And it doesn't help the child, nor does it help you.
No.
So I was suffering. So, like, a year, my son was a year or two into him being alive. But that was just, like, suicidal mindset. Like, I can't do this. Like, and it was just that constant dread.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And there's a time in my life where everything went crashing. Finances, home, like, we became homeless. I didn't know how I was going to get food the next day. I lost my job because I didn't have a babysitter. So, like, all these things packed on.
All at once,
At once. And the only thing that it was either, this is very real, it was either me committing suicide or me praying to God. It was like my last straw.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I can't give up on my child. So I legit went on my knees and I prayed to God. And I was like, I don't even know if you're real. But I have no other choice in life. Like, I feel like I am at my rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I remember I was just feeling the guilt of, like, being a single mom nowadays. Like, you're really looked at as, like, depending on the people. Depending on the people. Some people can look at you as disgraceful or sinful or just that type of matter.
Yes.
Especially if you come from a religious background, which I do. That judgment does not help neither party.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And so, forgot my train of thought while I was saying that.
But it was about that you pray to God and you asked him for a message and
just like something. And I remember, like, in that moment, like, he just was like, I forgive you. And I felt it was like a feeling too, like
you literally feel it. It's a legit body feeling. For
and
folks
then
out there.
You just feel light, and you're like, whoa, like, all that stuff that I was feeling, it was gone. And so ever since then, I was like, all right, I know now that you're real, because you gave me that moment. What do you want me to do? And so it's time. He's just like, trust me, put your trust in me. We're gonna take it from here. And little by little, I got better with my healing journey of just healing past traumas in my life.
Okay.
Being able to be more stable for me and my son, so we can live and I can provide for him. And then I remember he was just like, all right, I want you to do something that is gonna scare you. I want you to go full into music, and I want you just to trust me in it. So I'm like, all right, I'll trust you full-heartedly.
Okay.
And that has been the freaking roughest thing ever, trusting in the unknown, but hearing, knowing, feeling. It's like, all right, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna trust you. So I literally have been not working and just trusting God and putting everything into music.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And well, no, you can't say you haven't been working. You necessarily can't really say that because it's like you have been working. You've literally been putting a lot of work. But I mean, you can say, like at an actual job, 9 to 5.
Yeah, the typical 9 to 5.
Yeah, your typical 9 to 5. I get that, but your career-wise, you've been hustling so hard. I've been seeing all the work you've been putting in, all the Instagram work too, all the social media work. Like, you know, I give you props, and I wanted to ask, do you run that by yourself, or are you a one-woman crew?
I run it 100% by myself.
Wow.
100% by myself, and it is not easy.
And for folks that can actually, if they want to find you, where on Instagram, you know, how can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's going to be missphoenix.music, and it's just msphoenix.music.
I'll put the link and the name right over here.
Yeah.
So okay, so I wanted to ask. You said you got the name from Phoenix, and then you came on your journey back here. So when you started your journey back here, you know, was there any music artist or anybody in particular you reached out first to collaborate, or were you just doing it on your own for a little bit?
So it was actually Gideon. I don't know if you know Gideon.
Yes, I definitely know. He's an amazing man. Shout out to Gideon.
Well, I was living out in Arizona, and I came back for, this was a random time where God was like, I need you to go back and like, he was telling me to sell my scrunchies at the Thursday night market. Okay. Because I was broke as heck.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie. I was broke. So I'm like, all right, God, this will give me something. I will do it. So came out here, went to Sunset Market. All of a sudden, I see Lucas and Gideon walking. I see them walking, and I know Lucas is, me and him have been like really good friends since middle school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we go way back.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that guy.
He's an amazing man too.
When I saw them, I was like, "Oh, hey, like, what's up?" And then that's how me and Gideon, like, we knew each other, but that's how we first met. Was that interaction, and then I left back home, didn't sell no scrunchies.
Oh wow!
I was very disappointed, but I did get a text back from Gideon. He's like, "Hey, can you come to the studio in like 2 weeks and like let's work on something?" And so I'm like, all right, moved back to Cali because I'm like, nothing's going right in Arizona.
Yeah.
And when I went to the studio, I met Balance, Gideon, Lucas was there, Zay was there.
Okay.
So I'm like meeting all these artists at once. And I'm like, oh, what's up, guys? Like, I'm just walking in. And then Zay wanted me on one song, Gideon wanted me on another song, Lucas wanted me on a song. And then I'm like, oh, I want you guys on my music. Like, can we? And so that's how I met those artists. Yeah. And then we did it at Jacob John's studio, at the studio.
Yes, and shout out to him too. I actually did an interview with him as well, and he was a phenomenal man. And shout out to him. He's a great man, and shout out to you, Jacob. You know, proud of you for all the work you're doing, and shout out to you and Balance for working together. You guys are going to go super far. I'm very proud of you guys.
I'm ready for both of y'all because I love y'all.
Really am. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the work that they're going to put together. Honestly, so you know, and so I wanted to ask for the folks that are out there, like, how did you pick up your style for music? Like, how did you come across the way that, you know, you compose your music? How did you come up with your lyrics and stuff like that? Or, I mean, because everybody has a unique style of I don't want to say rap, but the way they sing or they rap. So how did you come with your style?
Yeah, so mine, I just kind of, it all started with my uke. I have this uke. It's like a bass uke. And I'm not the richest. I don't have all these instruments, nor do I know how to like create beats on the computer. So I started off with just playing some chords on my uke. I hear a catchy beat. I'm like, all right, that sounds good. And then lyrics, it's usually how my lyrics flow. It's something about my life. All my songs are something that I've been through. That's good. So people can actually relate to it, just in case they're curious. And I just start writing. And my music, how I want to promote it is I want positivity. Yes. I want more of like, I'm going to uplift you. I don't want to talk down on anyone. I don't want to like bash or anyone or talk about like sexual stuff. I want to like, I know what it feels to be at your lowest. So I want my music to like be able to be like, hey, I like that. I hear you. I know what you've been through. Let me help you up just by this sound so you relate to it. No, that's amazing. Honestly, it really is. So, you know, I wanted to ask, because you mentioned you just recently got married.
you know, and you said that, you know, how did you guys meet, if you don't mind me asking, for the folks that are just curious, because, you know, some people might be.
We met at Bible study.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's really cool.
I was going to, I go to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as LDS or Mormon.
Okay.
I am. But awesome. Every Wednesday, I would go to this thing called Institute, which is just a Bible study for people after high school and up that are single. And I just kept showing up. Didn't know what I was doing in life. And I was like, hey, if I'm going to do something, let me learn something about God. So I just kept showing up. And all God, I trust me, I hear God clearly. And he just be telling me, like, all you have to do is keep showing up. That's all you have to do.
That's a blessing.
And he's like, the guy for you will come to you. You don't got to go to no one. You can sit in the same spot. He'll come to you. And so for 2 years, I was going to Institute every Wednesday.
Hey, you were devoted. Like, that's what I'm talking about right there.
I was like, I'm willing to change. I'm tired of my ways. Yeah. Whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do, because I'm tired of feeling like a loser.
No, that's amazing that you were really fully committed to it, because some people are half committed to it and they're like, okay, yeah, I'll kind of do it. But no, you were fully committed to the mission. That's amazing. Yeah,
because I didn't see no other way. It was either like, I keep doing this, or like I go back to my old ways, which was drowning me. So I didn't mind it either, because I learned a lot. Like you study the scriptures every single or every week, and it's like you learn something new, applies to your life, and it's like, whoa, okay, I needed that. Let me go back again. So it's like it was always something that was increasing me. So I didn't mind it. And then 2 years later, we became best friends. He was in my friend group, and at first I didn't like it. I did not find him. Like,
usually that's how it happens. Because that's how me and my lady got together. Like, we weren't supposed to be like, actually, here we are 5 years later. It's amazing.
And he knew I liked someone else. He was my best friend, though. Like, he was always that person.
The Lord put him in your path, though. That's
on my birthday, he got me a very special gift. It was a Narnia. I'm very into reading and books.
That's amazing.
The Narnia collection by C.S. Lewis. He bought me that whole collection.
Oh, wow.
And I only said this once in a friend group that wanted,
but he paid attention.
So I was like, okay, God, is this the guy? And he ended up being it, because he put a ring on it. So
that's amazing. No, I'm happy for you guys. I really am.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask, so a little bit about, you know, your upcoming album that you're releasing, I believe, February 14th?
On
Valentine's Day. Okay, so for everybody, you know, stay tuned. Valentine's Day, we'll have her album be coming out, and let's talk a little bit about it, actually. So let's start with the whole process. How did you come up with the name for it? Let's go with that first.
Yeah, so the album that's coming out is called The Alchemist of Love.
Okay.
And it actually took me a while to figure out what title I wanted to put, because I wanted it to be different.
Yeah.
It actually was going to be like The Majesty of Love, but like that one word in a title always changes things. And Alchemist just seemed like the better word to use.
How did you come across that word? That's actually unique. That's a very unique word, and I like the title. The whole title sounds really nice.
So I'm very into tarot reading.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm very spiritual.
Yeah.
And so on Facebook, I would watch a lot of like the tarot readings and all that. Something, you know, it's like you use your discernment on what you think is like for you and what is not.
True.
But there was like a repeated word that just kept going on every single video, and it was like, you're the alchemist, you're the alchemist, you're the alchemist.
Okay, I see.
And so I wrote that word down. I'm like, alchemist, okay. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, potions, creating. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, I knew love, like I want to be the definition of love, like someone who's just a kind person to others, who's like loveful, who really represents the love that Jesus Christ had, basically. And so for this, I was like, I think The Alchemist of Love is perfect, because I feel like I'm a type of person who creates abundant love, and I love to show that to people so they feel love. It's like a way of healing. So like, I want to love you for who you are. Even if you don't, that's fine, but I want to show you what true love is so you can heal whatever you got.
No, that's an amazing message. Honestly, I really like that. That's very empowering. That's for everybody around the world, because you never know who's going through a hard time, and they, you know, hearing this might actually make a whole difference. And so I wanted to ask, how did you come up with the selection of how many songs you were going to have on your album, or how many are you going to have?
So with my mentor, Pharaoh, shout out Pharaoh 101, which I'll introduce you for another interview.
I'm excited for that.
We were just working on a bunch of songs. Like I have like a bunch of song ideas. I was like, And so I had a list of songs, and I'm like, why don't we make an album? I don't really got nothing like with these songs. And so at first we had only, I believe, 4 songs that like I already knew I wanted. I already done. And so figuring out the 3, 4 plus 3 is 7.
I see.
But figure out the 3. Sometimes what we do is we just like sit in the studio, create a completely new beat, and then write to it about the topic of Alchemist of Love. So they're in the songs. It's actually a storyline of there's actually a story with
people,
the 7 songs. You have to pay
attention. Make sure.
And how the question is, how does Miss Phoenix create abundance of love? And so that's the question you have to think when you listen to the songs, because it tells a story of how shit, like I was like, I'm ready for this, God. I fell in love with someone, got my heart broken, undecisive, because now I'm like, I don't know. And then God coming through and be like, I got you.
No, that's a blessing.
So yeah, that's how the story goes. Let's see if you guys pay attention.
No, that's amazing. And I also wanted to ask, because I saw that you're going to be performing as well. Is that your first performance?
No, so this is I have performed before. This is my second performance with Manifest Productions. They actually do pretty good. They're the one who reach out to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I love the way they do things. It's pretty easy. Sell tickets. And then they have me perform at a certain time. The equipment's really good. So shout out to Manifest. You guys do really good. But yeah, the next day when my album drops on Friday, Saturday I perform in San Diego at a Irish pub.
Really? Yes. Okay. Wow. So I'll make sure, we'll have this episode. Actually, we're talking to today's Friday, so we'll have it out Monday then. We'll actually have it out this Monday, so we can help promote with the album and everything, so y'all can actually stay tuned, get to know more about her. And as you guys, keep watching, stay tuned for the album. The Alchemist of Love this upcoming Friday, following Friday, week from now on Valentine's Day. So you guys have something to listen to on your day of love, and enjoy it as well. And I wanted to ask, is there any messages that you want to share, or words of encouragement that you want to share for the folks of Around the Loop, for anybody that, is going through a hard time at the moment?
Yeah. My words of encouragement is, remember that you matter. Whatever you're going through right now, even the hard moments, they will pass. Good moments, enjoy the good moments when you have them, because they do pass. It's life. Life is not just a destination. It's a long journey that we are on. So just remember, you freaking matter in this world, and you have a purpose. Ask God what it is, because He will tell you.
I appreciate that. And a lot of people, some folks who, whether you do believe or not, because this isn't for everybody. Some people do, and some people don't.
And that's okay.
And it's all right. There's no judgment on that. But if you ever have the chance, or you ever feeling down, it's okay to get down and pray. There's nothing wrong with that, and you'll get an answer, I promise, because it worked for me too. And here I am 5 years later with the love of my life, and everything's been going great. It's not the easiest, I'll tell you that, but it is a journey though, and it's a journey that I was willing to take. I prayed about it. I prayed for a woman to come into my life that would actually be a woman, not just some female. No, it was a blessing, and
that is a blessing.
I've learned so much. I've grown so much, and a lot of it is because of her, and I couldn't be more thankful for her, honestly. So any other messages or anything else you'd want to share with the folks Around the Loop?
No matter what your past is, I'm telling you, literally, no matter, if you just turn to God, He's got you. Because I've done a lot of, as a grown-up now, I've done a lot of stuff that I, in the past, I would say, I regret that. But now I'm like, you know what? I learned a lesson. It's happened. I want to move forward from that area of my life, and I'm going to do that. So when you see me, all the people that know of me, if you see me next time, know that I'm a different person, and I've healed from that past of my life.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you being so transparent too with the folks Around the Loop, with me as well. The same message goes for everybody else. I'm not the same guy you guys met 10 years ago. Everybody changes, and some change for the good, some change for the worse. But it's up to you, and it's up to you, if you want to have the Lord in your life, guide you in the right direction. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys being here today with us at Around the Loop on tonight's episode. And so tonight's episode is actually going to be, Monday's episode. It'll be episode 57, I believe. I'll just get the number right. But stay tuned, y'all. This episode's going to be dropped hot and ready. So I appreciate it. And thank you so much for taking your time for being on the show. Thank you.